Hey guys, my name is Rohan, and today we have Dilip Pancholi with us. He's one of our mentorship programs member, and uh, and Dilip, what a journey! I'm supremely excited to have you here. For all of you who are watching, he is a copywriting coach. Yeah, recently he got his biggest breakthrough ever, and which is he spent roughly around 50,000 on ads in 30 days in 1 month, and he cracked a whooping 4.5 lakh in a total sales, total revenue. That's about 9x return on ad spend. Fantastic! I'm super proud of you, Dilip. The mic is yours. Please tell everybody, where are you from? What do you do? And we'll take it from there.
Sure. Thank you so much, Rohan, for that, kind introduction. And I think this introduction is all because of you. Had I not been there earlier, I think it would just be Dilip, nothing else to follow that. But now, thankfully, I have some description that follows my name, and I think it's in the making of something even more bigger. To say where I come in from, I think I am from Bombay. Initially, I've lived there all my life, done a lot of my professional journey there. But very recently, I have moved to Ahmedabad, and now I operate out of Ahmedabad,
Hmm.
and that is the place where I am at.
Hmm.
My journey, a little bit about that so far, has been that I've been only a sales and marketing professional for 14 years, always wanting to do something on my own, throw in my creativity, throw in, what I think the world needs out of me, just not getting enough opportunity to put it out there. So that's a little bit about me so far.
Fantastic. So you've been into sales and marketing all your life, just like me. Like that's what majority portion of my life is. It's all about sales and marketing. That's what I've done. Like I think 14 years, roughly, uh, being in a job, and then I started on my coaching and consulting business. So I want you to please tell people who are watching here that before you came to me and you became a part of Impact Excel and the mentorship program. Before that, when did your this thing of becoming a coach start? When did that happen?
So I think I've always wanted to help others. And in my journey of, being a sales professional,
Hmm.
because I was good at selling, inadvertently, I was always asked to help people so that they could sell better. And when I saw people becoming successful and I saw people learning from me in a way that they never expected, I had this spark in me that, might as well do this for the rest of my life. And I approached my company a couple of times that, please move me to the training department or the human resources department. But for reasons best known in the corporate world, that never happened. And I think it was about 14 years back, I think 14 months, sorry, 14 months, 13
Yeah.
months roughly back, in the Feb of 2022, that I said I had enough of, working in that corporate 9 to 5, and that now I want to move into a coaching business. Not business to say, but that's the dirty word I have to use. A coaching module where I can help people with my expertise, with my learning, my quirk, get better at what they want to do in life, not just what they have to do in life.
Hmm.
And so I ensured that I burned down all the corporate bridges so that even if I start failing, I don't go back there.
Right.
And that journey started, I think, in the middle of Feb, where I started pursuing this
Right.
with full attention, with full commitment.
There's something supremely powerful you just mentioned in this, your portion of your sharing your journey here so far. And I want people who are watching this to pay attention to what he mentioned because success leaves clues. And as Tony Robbins always say, if you truly want to become successful, there are three skill sets you got to acquire. Number one, observe patterns. Number two, utilize the patterns you've just observed. And number three, then create your new patterns. So I want you to pay attention and observe patterns. He mentioned that he made sure that he burned the bridges down so that he did not have a choice but to make this happen, right? So it was a deliberate move, Dilip, that you deliberately made sure that you leave yourself with no option.
Yes. So usually the thing in a corporate or an employee life is that whenever you leave a job, you at least need some paper saying that yes, you've done your job well.
Yeah.
Even if not well, just on paper you've done it, and then you can now pursue another job. I sent a stinker email to the CEO of my company, literally for the betterment of this call, I will not say the word, but
Yeah, please don't. But I
but
can kind of imagine, yeah, copywriter,
yeah,
what you
I
must have done.
ensured that if at all I had to request that please give me my relieving letter, that
Yeah,
would come with a very shitty word on it. If there was a background check that was done, it would not
yeah,
yield a very positive result either. And most importantly, I could not go back and ask for forgiveness. I ensured
right.
that I did this knowing very well that the step ahead was not easy. That the
Mm,
step ahead of standing on my own without any guarantee of a monthly income,
yeah,
where the bills need to be paid, the family needs to be taken care of, is solely at my, onus of committing. But then I said that if I have done that for like 14 years for something that I near borderline hated, I
mm,
think if I have so much affection and conviction of doing something, then there
mm.
was no reason for me not to be able to scale it. And there it is, like you said, I burned down the bridges, ensured I couldn't go back, and committed to just moving forward without even having to look in the rearview mirror.
Powerful. I always believe in this, like when your only plan B is to make your plan A work, that's when you will succeed. So, because if you have options, that means you're comfortable, and you cannot be successful and comfortable. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it better, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
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 So, fantastic, powerful. Now, I want you to please also share with us what was it before you came to us in regards to, I'm sure that you also have burnt your hands in the past. I'm sure you got hurt a lot of times
Yeah.
before you came to me. Uh, what was your experience then in regards to, there are a lot of people out here who are promoting courses in the online space, and it's beautiful to see how India has grown as a market for the online coaching industry and e-learning industry. And while there are some incredible coaches and mentors out there, I personally know them, really, creating a bigger impact. However, there are some people who, they kind of are not what they say they are. So I want people to get some value from this interview, and that's why I'm going to ask you this question: that how much money did you burn your did you invest in your online your coaching journey so far to set up your business, roughly, before you came to me? How much in total?
That would be just a quarter short of a million.
Wow,
That is
that's
10 lakhs, is what I mean. If people are thinking, what is a million? 7.3 lakhs to be precise to the T is what I had spent already
before you came to me.
before I came to you.
Wow, like this is something even I did not know. Like this is the I knew that you spent a lot. I remember you telling me that you spent. Oh, Rohan, you don't have no idea how much money I spent. I know that you told me that, but I never asked you like what was that sum.
Yeah.
It was the first. Oh, that's incredible! Wow. Okay, so what? So when you were, what do you think was not helping you when you invested the approximately 7 lakh? uh, what was missing there? What happened really? Because it's a lot of money. 7 lakh is a lot of money. So what happened exactly? What was missing?
So initially, I couldn't figure this out. Today, I say this with maturity, with understanding. But let me just go back to the day where I was not able to figure out, but I knew something was off. And that is because I'm starting a fresh journey, I need to understand what I have to do. So, what was a very big question. And I
Mm,
was constantly being sold the what. And because I was being sold the what, it made absolute kind of sense to go ahead and grab it.
mm,
In that journey of, grabbing the what, I started asking, why am I even looking out for this? And
mm,
then somebody came in and they said, okay, this is why you need it. So I paid, okay, here you go. You need a little more money because now you've
yeah.
given me the what and the why also. In this journey of finding the what and the why, somewhere in between, I actually stumbled upon you as well,
Okay.
where, in the initial, the IMN that you were doing,
Yeah.
I because I was trying to just land my foot somewhere, I was like, "Jo bhi milega chalega" type. So I landed my foot there. I was actually struggling. That was a very challenging month. It was a month end, I remember, and I knew that I had to figure something out. because it's a month end. I did not get my last month's salary because I quit on just a couple of days before the pay cycle was about to be happening. And I remember this call. Towards the end of that call, you were doing Q&As, and I came up and said that, hey Rohan, I had no clue who you technically were, honestly. I said, hey Rohan, I want to do this and I want to become a coach and this and that. And you were offering some solution. And I said that I don't quite know how this works for me. Does it work for me or it doesn't work for me? That call, which was promised to be, I think, for about 2 hours that I remember, actually ended up being close to 6.5 hours call. And I was still sitting at that last second on that call where you said that, Dilip, you know what? I don't think you should buy from me because what I'm offering is not going to help you with, you know, inverted commas, bold, caps, what do you want to say? And I was, because I've been into sales for a way too long, I was like, this guy has to either be totally insane to say that I don't need to buy his product, or maybe he just doesn't believe that he can help me out. One of the two. That day happened, then a lot of things passed by. But eventually what I realized is that he said something not because he was not probably able to do it. He could figure it out, obviously. He said it because he saw that at that moment in time, if I paid him the money, that money, that value would not be justified. And I am all for like value, money. By now, anyone who's seeing this know that I've burnt money more than I had. I've taken money from people that have like abused the shit out of me. Sorry. But the reality is that if he said that while he was doing what he was doing, for me, there was no way I was not coming back to Rohan. The problem was I did not save the number. I had no way of reaching out to you. And worst, I had almost kind of forgotten that you existed in this chaos of everything that I was consuming.
Yeah, because there's so much of information online freely available.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of getting bombarded with all those ads and different offers, and now people getting calls.
True.
And don't miss your webinar. Hey, the automated calls also, all that nonsense happening. Yeah.
So I remember this when I spent that last, I think, 7th lakh that I was spending. And I think it was somewhere in the end of August last year.
Yeah.
And Rohan hit me like a football on my head in the stands that, oh, this guy exists and I need to reach out to him. So I was trying to just see if I could somehow find a WhatsApp group that I was a part of. Maybe, get a connection here and there, know your Insta handle. I had nothing literally. And then I realized that on that night when you were doing that 6-hour call, I had actually left you a message saying that, thank you for being you, and that I hope that this spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I only have this way of approaching him. I'm not quite sure if he's ever going to even reply because usually big people don't. So I dropped my text, just letting that word out in the universe that hopefully he hears, gets back, and says something that will make sense to me. To my surprise, I think it took about less than 6 hours to get a reply. It was in the middle of the night. I still remember about 1:30 in the night that I got a reply. And he said that I'm working on something that might work for you now, but you have to give me some time. I'm looking for it to happen somewhere during Ganpati. I still remember that. And I was like, okay, Rohan, please let me know if there's a list that I'm not a part of. I should be put on that list right now. And things happen back and forth with you, your team members, and eventually started talking. I actually asked your team members at least 6 times because for some reason the date kept on getting postponed.
Yeah.
Like, when is it starting? Have you missed telling me? Have you missed telling me? And there's no, it's just that, things are happening the way we wanted. They were not happening the way you wanted to. Finally, I hear back from you. It was literally, I was actually like not very happy that I had to wait for 4 days to hit you.
Yeah.
That
No,
was a 4-day thing.
I think you are talking about the acquisition secrets, right?
Acquisition secrets, yes.
So what like I also want this, with such a amazing story that you're sharing, and I'm loving it. I also want you to share what was missing before.
Okay.
So like when you went on to the burning roughly about 7 lakh in your total, trying to figure out how to get things done, did you spend all of that money just on courses, or it's a amalgamation of courses and done for you services, done with you services, because a lot of people sell that as well. So what was that? And because I want people to understand, because just like you, Dilip, like even I have invested a lot of money on my self education. I think last year alone I invested roughly close to 14 to 15 lakhs in last like 12 to 14 months from the day we are recording this. So I do spend on money on self education, but I want people to hear it from you, because you are you're the man here of the hour. So I want you to please tell, what was your experience from spending that much of money? Why do you think it did not work for you, and where did you all spend it? Like, was it just on courses or what exactly?
It was majorly on courses, Rohan. And
Okay.
the reason it was just being burnt, and I'll be
Yeah.
very honest about it, I am not somebody who wants knowledge. I have been the lousiest of students that can ever exist on this earth. I want to believe that, because reading something, listening to something cannot make you do anything in life, right? So when I was getting material, even if it was live or recorded, didn't really matter. It was just material in the end.
Hmm.
And after that call gets done, you are on your own trying to swim into waters that you have no clue about.
Yeah.
And maybe towards the end of their program or the course that they're selling, they have, oh, now you need to learn this, buy this more. And I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that with you. I'm never doing that with you. If you
Hmm.
can't satiate my hunger in the first offering itself, I'm pretty sure it's not going to satiate in the next offering either, because then it is just the greed. So I was actually paying money for things where I was not even getting what they had promised. The reason I came to you is, what I started with is the what was being told, the why was being told. It was the how that now I realize was missing.
Yeah.
With you, going back to that call of 6 hours that I just mentioned,
Hmm.
it for me it was not about the what and why, because honestly I was not as inclined on it.
Yeah.
For me it was about the how of it that you did it. And I talk movies a lot. Even when I coach, I quote movies a lot. And for you, I think I the only thing for all of you guys listening is, if you've seen Three Idiots and if you resonate with Rancho Amir's character, there's one very profound scene where he's being told by Baman sir that go ahead and teach engineering, and he writes pre-radicalization and Fahrenheit, right, and then ask everybody to go and find the meaning of it. And at the end of it, he's like, go tell what is the meaning. He said, there is no such word. And he says one thing that I use every single time when I am lost. It is not about how a subject is being taught, it is about how you teach it. I am no subject expert. Let me be very blunt, Rohan. I am no subject expert in copywriting as such. But the way I can teach today copywriting, tomorrow to cut your hair, I don't know.
Yeah.
No one is going to beat me, because I touch a nerve that most people think is already dead or numb.
Hmm.
And that is what I found from you, through you, because of you. And all of that is literally being imparted down the line. It's a waterfall that started from you. I was the first person got drenched in that. And now I just ensure that it flows forward, flows clean to every life that I touch.
Thank you. So powerful, because in today's era, specifically, if we talk about e-learning and coaching space, there are different business models that people follow, different funnel process and different sales processes and mechanisms, uh, especially around like different multi-level of courses, how people have that. While I'm not against it, it works great for some. But at the same time, yeah, there are people like yourself as well. You mentioned, like, why can't you just tell us all at once? Like, this is what it is. And maybe give us choices. Yeah, something like that. Be transparent. This is what it is, how you want to take it forward. So I agree. With you on that, and I'm glad you took away, like, because it's being, you know uh, I'm a dog lover, so how they unconditionally love you is what I've learned from them. I seek learning from every living and breathing thing out there. So it's like that. So all right, so let's get to some meat and potatoes here, and let's talk about so you transitioned from, okay, so burning 7 lakhs, you missed that people were just talking about the fundamentals or basic foundational stuff, more likely about the what and the why, but not the how. So it should be like end to end. And even if they were, you probably were not part of it, and you spend about 7 lakh on courses. It's a huge sum of money. Then you came to me, and then you became a part of our mentorship program. What was your first idea for the product that you want to sell, that you came to me, I remember, and we
Yeah.
discussed? And I want you to now open the cards and talk about it openly.
I think I'm going to be ashamed for this for the rest of my life because I thought I could do it, I could nail it. And that actually happens to be what I did for 14 long years, sales and marketing. I
Yeah.
wanted to teach people how to negotiate better because that's all sales is all about.
Yeah,
And
sales negotiation was your thing.
sales negotiation. And I thought people would, sell their kidneys, lungs, heart, liver, whatever they could to, learn that. Because in the end, what is life if not negotiation is what I think.
Yeah.
And I believe truly. You said, Dilip, I don't see that, going anywhere. But I said, no. How would you know? I've done it for so long. I've trained people. So let me go with my hunch, move ahead. To be very honest, I had put my heart, soul into it, more than that if I could. I launched it. Not that I regret having launched, because if I
Yeah.
did not launch it, I would not be where I sit here today.
Yeah.
I launched it.
I still remember it was, like I told you, like, don't think like if I'm saying you can't do it, I don't want you to just walk away from here thinking that, oh my God, my idea is untested now because Rohan said so. I want to just go ahead and test it. And I told you, just go about and test it. Right? Don't worry. If it fails,
Yeah.
I'm right here. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out. So
Yes.
you were also mentioning about, how you were launching it.
Yeah.
And then you came to me, but I told you not to do it. But it was not
Yeah.
just my, instinct or my gut. It was more towards, what was it like? Did that activity that we do inside the assignment, the
Yeah. Yeah.
process
Yeah.
that we go and do inside, did that help
Yeah.
you figure it? Were you kind of
Yeah.
confused? Did you have that spark of doubt when you were going through the activity and doing the research to see, negotiation may not work? Did you get that?
Yeah. So I wouldn't say I had that doubt. I'll be very honest about that,
Yeah.
because if you've done something for so long, it's just a part of a muscle memory. And when it's a part of a muscle memory, doubt can't really creep in.
Yeah.
Yes, the doubt existed in, I have never been online. I have been the most atrocious face in front of a camera. It's now that, I know how to look at, where to look at and stuff like that. But there are so many things that if I go online, will it work? It will not work. But very, very good that you asked this question, that what was I thinking when I was trying to launch is, I thought that, let's create a material to give it out first. And then let's understand that if that material is potent enough or not, so that I feel confident talking about it.
So I'm so sorry, but when you say material, you mean courses and the presentations and the
Yes,
PPTs
my
and the
PPT,
downloadables for the people,
yes. So my bonuses, my PPTs,
entire stack.
and
Okay.
everything, the whole charade,
Yeah.
So you said this to me, Dilip, don't, because what if it does not work? And I said, no, why it won't work? I still can't make sense out of it. So I did that. I remember 6 nights, 6 days, 6 nights, lovely package of no sleep, uh, and, dark circles and baggy eyes. Seventh day, because I was going to launch my ads. I promised you when I joined that this is the day I'm going to launch my ads. And I usually try to stick to my promises. I launched my ads. I remember first 6 hours, I was stuck to the screen, the ads manager, and I was constantly buzzing your phone that, Rohan, so many impressions, nothing. Rohan, so many impressions, nothing. And you're like, Dilip, just shut it. Go to what you have to do otherwise in your life. Come back to me 4 days later if there's something that we can work out or not. Obviously, it tanked. There was no reason for it to go ahead. Now I know why it tanked also.
Yeah.
That's the fortunate part of it. And I'm going to leave that meaty stuff out for you guys, because get in. This does not come free. Let me make that very clear. This does not come free, not just by money, but also by experience, I say. Okay. And I'm sure Rohan is going to run you through that as well. Now, when I was doing this, in my process of doing my first offer, Rohan, you saw something in me I could not. I did not even realize I had. Forget about seeing that. You saw something that I did not know I had.
Yeah.
Which has become a definition, almost a synonym to who I am today, which is a copywriting coach.
Exactly. So I'll tell you, thank you for bringing that up. And today on this call, I'm going to tell you why I do it, the way I do it. I've learned this I've been into sports during my schooling. Like, I've played every sport you can think of. The only sport I never liked you'll be kind of surprised maybe, is soccer. I never liked soccer, so I did not play it. But you tell me a sport and I have played it. And I was good at sports, okay, like any sport you talk about. And there's something that I've learned from these sports coaches, right? People who teach sports, like, the cricket coaches and stuff like that. And it is that when you go to them for the first time ever, right? Let's say if it's a cricket coach and you go to them for the first time ever, and you tell them, hey, coach, I want to learn how to play cricket. And the coach will ask you, okay, what would you want to do? What would you want to learn? Batting, bowling, all of it? What exactly? What do you think interests you the most? And I'm like, hey, coach, I would want to bat and I would want to be like Virat Kohli. And I'm like, okay, go bat. So, or I will, no, go do this and go do that. And then so basically the sports coach will push you in the field. He'll make sure that you are in the trenches. And then the coach will sit and watch and observe. Okay. And then while I'm in the process of trying to, become the next, batsman or a popular batsman, the coach figures out while I'm throwing ball at the stumps and whatever during fielding. And the coach figures out, you know what, his throws are really like right there. And it's like he's hitting the stumps from far behind. Maybe he can be a great bowler. Let me check it out. And then the coach figures that out. And the coach comes to me and tells me, why would you do you want to try bowling? And I'm like, yeah, I can. I go and try, and boom, he finds it. So the coach's job is to spot the real hidden talent, the unspoken truth, the unspoken talent that you don't know. I am thankful to my mentors for showing me the path that I am walking on today. But nobody, and I can say it out on this call, and it's going in the world out there. Nobody told me that you should start your journey on this channel. Nobody. Everybody told me, do this. There are some methods. Dekho, ye karo, wo sab karo. Nothing, right? And that was the day when I thought, this is not the way you coach, technically speaking, honestly speaking. The way you got to coach is you may be good at 10 things, but which one is going to be your best thing? Or maybe what is that hidden 11th talent that you probably have that you also don't know? So when I made you launch, when I interacted with you first, coming back to you, sorry to steal the show from you for a few seconds.
You deserve it all. You deserve it all.
So coming back to what you said, I could see the day I saw your first sales page, following the templates and all of that process, and you using your own creativity, I saw something in you. That was the day I figured out this guy is stupid. I was like, he has no idea where he's banging his head. This is not the direction for him. And I was like hoping and wishing, oh God, I hope he doesn't get sales. He doesn't get sales. Why? Because there is a talent in him that's hiding right now. And I wanted to go out there in India because people in India need great copywriters. And I know it's a pain in the butt. Okay, because there are no great copywriters. So yeah, for the context, I wanted to just speak out to tell what Dilip was mentioning and how I figured it out. This is how I did it. That's what I do. I push people in the trenches. And then while you do so, I observe your hidden talent while you are performing things. And then I start telling you, why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? It comes with experience and plus all the market research activities that we do inside. Sirf gyan nahi hai, kaam bhi hai. So it's like market research stuff that we do. So yeah, so coming from that point, Dilip, so you went to, now you did the sales negotiation thing, you launched it, it bombed, right? And it was, so like we follow the typical frameworks, the DCA framework, which is the accelerated framework, like you're not creating courses, you're validating first the prototype, the hypothesis. So you did that. You realize this is not going to work. Thank God you did not create your courses. Otherwise, ho jata. So then you fell down, and of course, I'm sure it was a bad phase. Then you came back to me, and then copywriting kind of happened, right?
Yeah.
You came through that. So I want you to talk about when copywriting came into play, right? When you launched, what was how long was this duration of you launching your sales negotiation? I think you mentioned 6 days.
Yes.
From that point to then launching your copywriting thing? How much was the duration gap between, roughly?
About 14 days, of which the first 6, 7 days just went sulking, crying, feeling sad. I still remember the call that I came drunk on. Not the best moment, but yes, I did it. I think one of my weak moments, but I did it, and I hold that with pride today. That if I had not done that, probably things would have been very different. But 14 days, all in all.
Wow. So in 14 days, and then you gathered yourself back up in about 7 days, and then you were all up again. You knew your second roadmap. We discussed whatever. We don't want to get into that nitty-gritty of discussions we had, because otherwise it'll be a very long call. And then from that very point, you did not look back. You launched copywriting. So what exactly do you think, how much of help did you get through me specifically about the frameworks and the processes, the systems, the methods of everything that I teach, to help you find your unique positioning? Because copywriting is kind of broad, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want you to just say, if you don't want to, that's fine. Don't say exactly what your unique positioning is, but there is a reason why you have been able to get such fantastic results. So coming to the positioning part of it, because a lot of times people have this misconception that they need to solve a unique problem.
Yeah.
Right. So how did you think my inputs or methods or frameworks help you position yourself uniquely?
I think phenomenally. There is no way that I can put that on a scale, because this is not a tangible thing that I can express. But all I can say is that had I not done it, or had I not surrendered to the way you allow us to move ahead, I think I would still be struggling. So it's about me not having to doubt, because as a person, I am never trusting anyone. That's just one of my bad traits, self defense, whatever you want to call it, that I wouldn't trust people. But because I failed, and you said that I would fail when I pursued the road that I was pursuing, and you said that now you need to do this, and I can downright guarantee that you will not fail. I was not ready to fail. I mean, I was desperate, to be very honest, to not fail. Not as much as to win, but to not fail.
Yeah.
And I said, to hell with it. I'm going to talk to him for 1 month, maybe, till the time it happens. If it doesn't happen, then I'm not going to trust him also. That is the worst thing that will happen. I said, okay, let's go. When I trust, then there is nothing that can shake that trust off. I trusted, I launched, then damn, I mean, like 30 days is not actually the true number, by the way. It was 28 days before I got that magic figure, people so say, in my account.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, it's all to you, Rohan.
Oh, thank you. So, okay, so that was like unique positioning and clarity and all that happened. What about from there? And by the way, for people who are watching this, just so you guys know, this is Dilip. This is with how many? This is for 5 upsells?
Technically 8, but the initial 8 upsells, I have 8 inner circles.
No, not upsells. Not inner circle. I'm saying this is with how many products you sell, the amount of money you made. That's my question.
Just 1.
So I wanted you to tell this to the world, because people have this again misconception that to be profitable, you need to have 3, 4, 5 products. I mean, you can later on add more. You had just 1. Amazing. And that's 9x return on ad spend. And I'm sure that you'll crush it in the future. What did anything help you specifically talk about, following our framework that we the insider thing that I don't want to talk about. So following the framework, then you did some sessions with people, one-on-one sessions.
Yeah.
And did that help you, the calls, facilitation, and what you need to go forward with?
Absolutely. I think my success is because of that framework. My respect today is because of that framework. Success is not something that is going to stay with you for a long time, because failures is a part of success. But respect, my friends, respect is something that came from that. And I'm a sucker for gratitude, sucker for respect. And because I don't hold giving it, I always want that back as well. Surprising enough, it's today, whenever you guys are seeing, it doesn't matter, it's today that I got 3 of my biggest testimonies, biggest, colossal. And I think anytime something good happens, even something bad, something big technically happens, Ron is the first person to hear it from me. He may be in his own trench, but he never fails to like revert back. And I think that is also one of your frameworks, Rohan. You may not sell it as one, you may probably not talk about it as one, but you being is a framework that I heavily rely upon.
Wow, that's deep. Yeah, like I'll tell you, I've tried selling that. Let's be honest, people just don't believe it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Thanks to all the people who overtalk and underdeliver. So, all right, so fantastic. So that call happened, and then the call helped you the framework of doing the consultation calls. What about, let's talk about your product ideation. So when you ideated your product, basically the solution that you're selling, we did a few calls, there are sessions on that as well. How did that help you? Because I remember a lot of discussion happening on how to go about doing it, how to package it, how to price it.
Yeah. I think I am otherwise very meticulous when it comes to working, but I like organized chaos. Rohan, on the other hand, doesn't even say have chaos, have something organized. You say just go ahead and do it with an intent. Now, your framework technically told me to have some parameters in mind, which is to have a fine balance of the market, your audience, and my like conviction. So your framework helps me there with back and forth in knowing that am I comfortable with what I want to do or not? Is market going to accept with what I'm comfortable or not? Is the product going to be congruent to the market and my acceptance or not? So I think that back and forth, the ability to run through your SOPs, I think that is all I ever wanted when I said the how. That is the how that I ever wanted.
Yeah, like, and just so the people watching this interview, this video interviews, I don't like the word interview, people who are watching this chit chat, I want you to please share it with them. Like, did you know any of these people you got these sales from, your clients? Did you know any of them before?
No.
All of them came through
Paid ads, paid media,
cold traffic. Fantastic.
frozen traffic, if I may say so.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you something else. Yeah. And what about the products that you offer to them, right? Did you create the products and then sell this to the cold audience, the product that we ideated, the hypothesis and stuff, or did you first ideate and then sell it? Like you sold it. What exactly?
No, I technically ideated, had an imagination. For those who don't know ideation, technically now I do. I imagined having a product with all its nuances. I told the world I have it for you to take. When they paid, is when I actually created the product for them.
Thank you for saying it out loud. I like this. I think that I have shared this with you guys 1,000 times. I have 1 terabyte of hard disk with me with, I think, 1,000 plus videos. That none of those the course material took off. All of them bombed, right? During my initial struggling, challenging days. And I still remember, and that's why this framework came, that it's not practical, logical to do it, because you need to build things on feedback. Listen to your market and then build things. That's how solid businesses are built. You look at any Fortune 500 company for that matter. Look at Netflix, look at Amazon, look at Microsoft, look at any Meta. Look at all these companies. They run like thousands of micro tests to learn from market, to pick things up from market and then build things on feedback. That's what I closely follow these principles and the processes, and I try to instill them in what I teach you in my business and what I teach you as well. Fantastic. So you did not know them, cold audience through paid media, and you did not have the main product ready. It was just an ideation, which is the idea, which is like the hypothesis. It's like, this is what it is. This is my hypothesis, but I did not create it yet. So you went out there, you tested that, and then when you got orders for it, basically you pre-launched, and you got orders for it, and then you went ahead and you delivered. Now, I want you to, I know about it, but because this is a video, I want you to share with people how are your students, your members who paid you for this product, how are they liking your product?
I think I wouldn't say they're liking it, because they're head over heels loving it. Okay. Just to share this with any of you guys who know how any live course or live attendee technically behaves is, they attend a call, usually with the cameras turned off, probably not even being there. I not for once have had my students turn off the camera. I don't have to tell them to switch it on. Yes, on day one, I tell them that there are certain house rules which basically everybody says. But because they know if they switch off the camera, they are going to miss out on something, because I interact with them. If I see you, I talk to you. When I talk to you, I ask you. When I ask you, you ask me back and I answer you. The model is very simple. They know that what I'm giving them technically could be, with a little bit of time, effort, be found out there anyway, because knowledge is available, guys. I'm not creating knowledge. Knowledge is already there. It is the discharge of that knowledge that I'm offering right now, which I rightfully said Rohan did, Rancho did in Three Idiots, is what I tend to do now. That is something which is unbeatable. And because it is unbeatable, give me one good reason why you would want to not be a part of it. My students tell me, I also usually, I have taken this from you, I've stolen this from you, Rohan. I promise them that it's going to be X number of hours. I usually do 4X hours, whatever hours I promise. And they say that, how the hell are you making us sit? Okay, you are doing it, it's fine. We are not getting up. We are not leaving. There is no susu potty break. There's nothing we are doing. And that grip, while teaching something which is mundane, boring, outright, black and white, how is it that you keep us there? I think that comes a lot from having the passion that obviously I've stolen from you, Rohan. There's no lying. Yes, I always wanted to help people, but then, follow the patterns is the thing that you say. When I look at you, I steal patterns. Look at the chair, look at the wall color, look at the cabinet. If someday there is a way for me to say that, to what do I owe my growth to what do I owe my success to what do I owe the love that I get back from people to? The answer is one simple thing, out loud, ROHAN, Rohan Sapra. And I think it's not about what I do technically, genuinely. It's about how I do it that makes people love what I do.
Fantastic. So it is like you continue with this passion and intent that you're carrying. And I'm pretty sure that this is like, you have no idea what you are about to unlock. I already know it, right? Me being me. So you mentioned about something about the room. Did you like, I of course know, I want you to share it. Did you think of the like giving this much importance to all the nuances of smashing big, like your background? Talk about that.
I actually knew about this, but like I said, I had quit the job. I had no source of income, no place to live or anything. So I was doing with whatever I could, blurring the background and having clothes being hung behind where I live. I come from a very lower middle class family otherwise also. So, and in Bombay, space is a luxury any which ways. So it was then that Rohan once said that, Dilip, this needs to change. And I agree. It was not something that I ever had to debate on. It's just that, how do I do it? I have no means. I have no ways of doing it. And then I had had enough of, trying to give a lame excuse of why things are not working, because I knew why they were not working. I was just trying to justify them. Moved out of my parents' house when I had no source of income, purely on the belief that I have Rohan with me. Moved to a completely different city, rented a house, have plain white walls there, painted the background. So the wall that you see, painted it, got a camera setup done, which was initially just a webcam, normal laptop webcam. got a professional mic, got a complete, like, setup done, because I don't like seeing people having half as effort done when I am a
Exactly.
consumer. So
Absolutely.
why would I do that for them? Like,
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I tell everybody. I still remember your sales negotiation launch that you did. It was it was with your earlier that wherever you were
yes,
living, Bombay, I think, right?
Bombay, yeah.
So yeah, it was that was the place where you were at. And but I told you, like, I still remember that conversation. You know, sometimes I go hard on people, but I do it deliberately. And I was like, how the heck can you not look at it? How can you overlook this factor? Because
Yeah.
you're presenting something. And if you're presenting something, please this, as they say that, I gym, right? I work out. So the worst you can do to your gym colleague or member, right, or partner is not wear a deodorant. So what it means is that if you do not dress up for the occasion, it's not because it's I don't like to. It's a disrespect to the person in front of you, the other person.
Yes.
So when you don't focus on the way you present things, I'm not saying go all too fancy on it, but give importance to it. Like if you're not giving importance to it, then it's a disrespect to the work that you do. It's a disrespect to other people who are coming to learn from you or buy from you or talk to you or get a consultation from you. So I still remember, yeah. So what was your like? So you were staying with your parents before. It was so you just had like your own room was like one room. So it's
Yes.
kind of one BHK is what I can say. Was it?
No, so we had the 2 BHK, but then because it's my parents, my brother, my wife, my kid, my 2 dogs, I don't think 2 BHK
Yeah.
suffices.
And now it is.
Now it's a 5 BHK villa that I live in. Uh, but I moved here.
Yeah.
I got this with a belief that I deserve this. I had no source of income.
Yeah. Yeah.
I chose this with the belief that I deserve this, that I want this for myself. I want this for my family.
You're right.
And I got it.
Fantastic. Incredible. So a lot of things that we discussed today on this call, Dilip. Yeah, your journey from like kind of 2 BHK, such a big family, to now 5 BHK, to having no money, to smashing 9x return on ad spend, uh, driving traffic through, getting basically selling to cold audience because that's how you get your validation for your actual product. Fantastic. I'm super inspiring journey. There's so many things I want to talk to you about, and there's so many questions I would have for you. But I think it is time. It's been, I think, about roughly about 1 hour or so that we are on this call. 45 minutes. So let's pause it for now.
Sure.
I'm gonna save the next bit of questions for the next call we're gonna do. The next milestone that I want you to get on a call with me will say, give me a number.
I want to hit about, for now, 7 lakhs a month.
All right, let's do it. So you're at 4.5 already. So
Yes.
maybe next 3-4 months you'll be there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so let's do it. All right, super to have you as a part of our mentorship program, part of our community, and super proud of the way your journey is shaping up to be. All right, Dilip. Thank you, all of you guys. Thank you for watching. And if you did watch till now, then probably just like, subscribe, share, or do nothing, but please take action, implement things. And Dilip, I want you to end this video sharing a message for the world who's watching this, who probably have burned their hands in the past because of spending money on different courses and whatever. I want you to share a message with the world, telling them whatever you think they need to hear right now.
So, all of you guys right now listening to me, somebody you don't know, but take this with a pinch of salt. Life is not happening to you. Life, as we know, is happening for you. And it may not make a lot of sense what I'm saying right now. Pretty sure it won't make sense. But when it does, it's going to hit you hard, and you'll thank your stars that you heard it from Rohan, maybe, obviously, and then from me. Because one thing I know for sure is that if it's not the end, sorry, I'll go back again. I screw up sometimes. That if it's not the way you want it to be, it's not the end,
Yeah.
right? And my idol Shah Rukh Khan says this कि अंत में सब अच्छा हो ही जाता है और अगर अच्छा ना हो तो वो अंत नहीं है मेरे दोस्त, right? And
100%.
I live my life with that line, with that dialogue, because what is there if not good in life?
So true.
So thank you for listening to someone you don't know about, don't really, but I wish to make acquaintance with you very soon inside this small, impactful community that Rohan has for us, and can't wait to see you crush it, punch through the walls bigger than I ever did.
Yeah, man.
Because
Let's level up the game in India. I want, especially if you're an aspiring marketing coach or a consultant, hit me up. Like I truly want to change the way marketers teach people. Like, come on, it could be so better. So let's do it together. Let's create a bigger impact and fail fast, fail forward. And remember that failure builds character, and that's why failing is really important. I will see you inside the next video. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.